JFK was shot on November 22, 1963. He was riding in his car in Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas. As he rounded the corner onto Elm Street from Howson Street, he passed the Texas School Book Depository. Little did he know that in the 6th floor of that building, there was a gunman with a loaded gun. His name? Lee Harvey Oswald. In the same room Oswald shot from, fingerprints of another man were found on a box near the window, which means he probably had a spotter. They belonged to a man named Mac Wallace, a man who wanted the job of clerk for Agricultural Adjustment Administration, which was already filled by Henry Marshall. Just how bad did he want this job? When he asked Lyndon Johnson if he could have the job instead, Johnson replied, "It looks like we are going to have to get rid of him," talking about Marshall. Marshall was found dead 5 months later, with a rifle and 5 shots in him. They said it was suicide, but it's hard to shoot yourself 5 times with a rifle. The day after Kennedy's assassination, after Johnson was sworn in, he appointed Wallace to this position. Could Johnson have had something to do with JFK's assassination? Let's find out. Kennedy originally wanted his windows up, which would have protected him from potential shooters. Do you know who convinced him to roll them down? That's right. It was Johnson. The Secret Service is supposed to protect the president, right? Not in this case. Take a look at this photo. There is not a single Secret Service agent near Kennedy. Do you see where they are? Every last one of them is by Johnson. Did Johnson, Oswald and Wallace work alone then, or were there more? Who else might have wanted to get rid of Kennedy? When the Bay of Pigs operation went awry, JFK took the blame in front of the public, but then blamed the CIA when no one was looking. JFK then fired Allen Dulles, the head of the CIA. Once Johnson became president, he put Allen Dulles in the Warren Commission. Why would he put him there, unless LBJ was trying to cover himself? Dulles was clearly biased. The CIA has another ugly secret they've tried to hide. They were making money off the Vietnam War by selling heroin to the troops. Kennedy wanted to end the war. If the war ended, the CIA would lose millions of dollars. When Johnson was put into office, he went from about 20,000 troops to nearly 250,000. The CIA and Johnson were probably working together. Johnson must have made an agreement with Wallace, who then worked with Oswald to fire at Kennedy. However, not all the shots came from Oswald. The Warren Commission lied about the second shot. The actual wound is on the left, while the Warren Commission's exaggeration is on the right. They tried to say that the front of the throat was an exit wound, but it wasn't. The bullet came from the opposite direction. Do you know where the bullet could have come from? The grassy knoll. Who was in the grassy knoll? This guy. There was a man found right there with a rifle, and right there was a bullet shell lying on the ground. He was at just the right angle for the throat shot and the head shot. So who was this man? No one is entirely sure. People have given him the name Batchman due to not knowing who he actually was. We know he shot the fatal third shot also because of the angle Kennedy's head went when he was shot. This proves that the Warren Commission lied. There were 2 shooters. To sum it all up, the CIA and Johnson both wanted to kill Kennedy, so they got Oswald, Wallace and Batchman to take him out. Nice.